Good afternoon, everyone. Vlad here at Pepsi Center. It is Saturday, March 23rd, 2019. The Colorado Avalanche back home after rolling through a two-game road trip and bringing home 4 critical points against Central Division opponents, are here to host the first half of a back-to-back set with the Chicago Blackhawks this weekend. Before we preview tonight's contest on the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show, we will have a look back at 2 must-win games of the season. We will have a brief rundown of what to expect for tonight's contest. We'll have a quick look at the standings in the wild card race, and plus a couple of other things. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. After the Avs defeated the New Jersey Devils on Sunday here at Pepsi Center, they hit the road to take on 2 Central Division opponents that the Avs were chasing in the race for the wild card. And their first stop was St. Paul, Minnesota, to take on the Minnesota Wild. The Avalanche rolled into the land of 10,000 lakes and rolled out with a 3-1 victory over their division rivals. Tyson Barrie, Tyson Jost, and Ian Cole would get the goals in the contest. Philip Grubauer was sensational in net, stopping 36 of 37 shots against the Minnesota Wild to bring the Avs even closer to that second wild card spot in the West. 2 nights later in Dallas, it would be Philip Grubauer again rising to the occasion, with the Avs duplicating their feats. This time against the Dallas Stars, and Ben Bishop rolling out a big D with a 3-1 win. Eric Johnson, Tyson Barrie, and Big Carl Soderberg getting the goals for the Burgundy and Blue. And at that, excuse me. And at that point, And after that contest, that win catapulted the Avalanche over the Minnesota Wild and over the Arizona Coyotes to reclaim the second wild card spot in the West. However, things have changed in the last 36 to 48 hours. Looking at the standings in the West, thanks but no thanks to the Washington Capitals, the Minnesota Wild hopped back over the Avalanche last night with a victory over the Stanley Cup champions, and now they are back in the wild card spot. The Avs are 1 point behind them. We have Gregor Jens in the YouTube chat. Thanks for joining us. Always good to have you here. He of the brainchild behind the infamous Mikko Rantanen song that has taken Avalanche territory by storm. But I digress. So currently, as things stand right now, the Avs have a game in hand on the Wild and are down a point in the standings. They are chasing the Dallas Stars by 4 points. They are currently in a points tie with the Arizona Coyotes, who are playing the New Jersey Devils as we speak. The Chicago Blackhawks are 4 points ahead, both teams. The Blackhawks trail both teams by 4 points, along with the Vancouver Canucks. And there's a lot of action happening right now. Currently, the Devils and the Coyotes are tied at 1 goal apiece. That game is in its second period with just about 7 minutes left to play. The Wild take on the Hurricanes at 5 o'clock local, so we are rooting for those lovable bunch of jerks and not the bunch of jerks that reside up in St. Paul. The Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Dallas Stars. It is a 6 p.m. local start. And the Calgary Flames are taking on the Vancouver Canucks. That is an 8 p.m. local start. Those are the games most pertinent to the Avs at this point. Pick watchers for the number 1 overall. Your games of choice are as follows. The Ducks are facing the Kings. That is an 8:30 p.m. local start. And finally, we also have the Oilers facing the Sens. That game is set to start in about an hour and a half, give or take. We don't know at this stage the status of Mikko Rantanen after he was checked into the boards in Dallas on Thursday. Coach Bednar said that he would be reevaluated, and no further status updates have been disclosed since we started rolling. So we will keep an eye out for him on the ice once pregame skate rolls around. You can find that video coming up here in just a few minutes. Of course, today's contest you can watch on Altitude TV here in the Denver metro area and elsewhere on NHL Game Center. So we will go ahead and wrap things up here on the YouTube side of the pregame show. Thank you for watching. We will be back shortly with the start of the pregame warm-ups. So join me then, won't you please, and thank you. And I will be back momentarily.